Student, welcome back to VHS Sumati Academy. This is your science teacher Rasmi Dikshit. So we are learning the chapter 3, that is different habitats of plants. So in the previous chapter we have learned different types of plants based on their habitats like aquatic plants and terrestrial plants and many more. So today we will learn more types of plants according to their habitats. So first one for today is parasitic plants. Okay, parasitic plants. So as the name we can understand, parasitic plants like a daughter plant. You can see the picture of daughter plants. This is a parasitic plant. So parasitic plant are the plant which grow on other plant. Okay, which grow on other plant, and also these plant get food and water from the host plant. Okay, as in the previous epiphytic plant we have seen, these orchard plant, epiphytic plants also grow on the other plants, but they make their own food. Okay, but these parasitic plant do not make its food. They are completely dependent on the host plant. Okay, and this parasitic plant spends its whole life of on the host plant. So for this you can see in the picture, parasitic plant just coil around the other plant. Okay, you can see the how this plant has coiled the next plant or host plant. So this parasitic plant just coil around the other plant and suck the food and water from the host plant. Okay, so that's why these plants like a daughter plant is known as parasitic plant. So again, what is parasitic plant? Which grow on other plants and completely dependent for food and water for the plant on the host plant, and they have the special roots which help them to suck the food and water from the other plant, and these parasitic plants spend their whole life on the host plant. Now next type of plant is insectivorous plant. Okay, insectivorous plants means there are some plants which absorb or which trap the insect. Okay, there are some plants which trap the insect and absorb their nutrients from their bodies to fulfill their nutrition requirement. Okay, because these are the plants which are not able to make their food and they have lack of nutrients, so they trap the insect and absorb their nutrient absorb the nutrient of the insect from their bodies. So that's why these plants are known as insectivorous plants. Okay, so first example of insectivorous plant is pitcher plant. Okay, as in the picture you can see the shape of this plant is like a pitcher. It is also having a lid above the plant. So that's why this plant is known as pitcher plant, because it is having the shape of pitcher. And now if we will talk about more this pitcher plant, so this pitcher plant contain a sweet smelling nectar. Okay, sweet smelling nectar. So whenever any insect sit on this plant, so they just because of the sweet smelling nectar, that insect slides in the plant and suddenly this plant close its lid and absorb or trap that insect. So in this way this pitcher plant trap the insect and absorb the nutrient from the insect body. Now next insectivorous plant, if we will talk sundew plant. Okay, you can see the picture of sundew plant. So sundew plants also trap the insect. Okay, because you can see in the picture this plant having deadly hair on its leaf. You can see the deadly hair, red color hair. You can see the red color hair. So this plant contain deadly hair on its leaves, and also the sticky drops at the end of this hair. You can also see the sticky drops at the end of this hair. So this plant stick or trap the insect with the help of these hair and trap this insect. Okay, in this way he trapped the insect with the help of their sticky and deadly hair. So that after trapping the insect, this plant absorbed the nutrition from the insect's body. Now if we will talk about the next plant, that is Venus flytrap. It is also an insectivorous plant. You can see the picture of the Venus flytrap. Okay, so the shape, the snap of its leaf, you can see the snap of its leaf. So whenever an insect lands on its leaf, it snaps shut round and the insect trap inside its leaf. You can see the snap, the leaves having two snaps, or whenever any insect sit on the, it is you can see the example of book. Okay, whenever we open the book and suddenly we close the book, so same procedure this plant follow. Whenever there is no insect, so it will be react like a open book, or whenever any insect lands on this leaf, it just close its snap like a closed book, and insects traps in this plant, and this plant absorb the nutrition from the insect body. So again, insectivorous plant who is completely dependent on the insect. They never make its own food because they have the lack of nutrient, and because the value in the soil in which they grow, this soil doesn't contain that much nutrition, so they can fulfill their nutrition value for their growth. So for growing, they trap the insect and absorb the nutrition from the insect's body. Now we will talk about the saprophytes. Okay, saprophytes, these are the plants like a fungi. Okay, these are the plants like a fungi which never contain the chlorophyll. If they are not having the chlorophyll, so they will not able to complete the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so they never make its own food. Now if we will now there are two saprophytes, means either we can see that there are two types of fungi. First is mold and mushroom. Both are the fungi. Okay, molds are the simplest form of the fungi and mushroom is the largest fungi. Both are the fungi, and mold are the simplest form of fungi and mushroom is the biggest form of fungi. So these saprophytes plant never make its own food because they don't have the chlorophyll. They are also not if they are not containing the chlorophyll, so that means the color of their leaves are not green. So these plants completely dependent on the other plants, on the surroundings for absorbing water or food. Now if we will, what is mold? Mushroom, we all have seen the mushroom, but molds, so how you can see the molds? So just take an example, just take a bread and keep this bread for 2 to 3 days in a moist box, and after 2 to 3 days you can find some powdery patches on the bread. You can see also in the picture. So these powdery patches are called as molds. So again, saprophytes, which are the non-green plants and completely dependent for their water and food from the surroundings. They don't contain the chlorophyll, so they are completely dependent for the food and water from their surroundings. The examples of saprophytes are molds and mushroom. Both are the fungi. Mushroom is the biggest fungi and molds are the simplest form of fungi. So today our third chapter is also completed. So I am giving you some question based on this video, and also you have to complete your exercise. Okay, till thank you.